Welcome back, guys, to United Lion Football Channel, and this is the review of the EFL Cup Carabao Cup game against Newcastle United at home at Old Trafford. We lost this game 3-0, and it was a disappointing performance. It was a game in which we lacked intensity, we lacked creativity, we lacked ideas, we lacked a tactical setup. The players were so confused on the pitch. We could not win any 50-50. We could not beat the first man when taking a set piece. It was an awful performance. Coming off the back of an even worse performance against Man City. After the game against Man City, I thought that this was an opportunity for us to bounce back. It was an opportunity for us to progress in this competition. We won this competition last season and we were defending champions, and we're in a poor position in the league. We're in a difficult position in the Champions League group, and our best chance of silverware this season is the Carabao Cup or the FA Cup. The Carabao Cup, Man City, they went out last round. Arsenal went out this round, and then we were eliminated. This was an opportunity for us to win a trophy, to defend our trophy. But the players, they were not up for it. They were not up for it in this game. And we lost 3-0 again. It was same scoreline on Sunday against Man City. So we have conceded 6 goals in our last 2 games, and we have not scored a goal in this period. That is 180 minutes of football, and we have not scored a goal and conceded 6 goals in that period. As I said before, we had no identity. We did not know how we're going to score. If the game kept playing for the next 5 hours, I don't think we would have scored. We were lacking ideas. Tactical setup was poor. The players lacked self-belief. There's no confidence in the squad. There was no motivation in the squad. And there's no one that can come off the bench and inspire change in the players out there, to lift the players out there. Our best bit of football was at the beginning of the second half until the 60th minute when we conceded the third goal. We came out second half, we were high up the pitch, we were pressing, we were winning by the ball, and then Newcastle, being clinical, had the first chance of the second half, and they scored. And knocked us out. At that point, we were down 3-0. At that point, it was game over. We were not creating any chances that you could say, yeah, we have a chance to get back into the game. That was not the case. The second half, Newcastle just did what City did, and they just see the game out. Good time management. They just play the second half in first gear, to be honest. They didn't really trouble them too much. They were comfortable all the way in the game. and they're playing away from home. And we should have taken initiative. We should have said, okay, after that beat against Man City, we're gonna come out aggressive, we're gonna make a statement, we're gonna beat Newcastle, we're gonna go ahead and defend our trophy that we won last season. That was not the case. And the squad, the players, they don't look fit enough. They don't look fit enough. We were outworked by Newcastle midfield. Jolinton, he was all over our midfield. We couldn't get close to Newcastle players, and it was the same against Man City. Could not get close to them. We were losing 50-50. We couldn't make a tackle. The intensity, we could not track back. The effort was not there to get back to defend. All in all, it was an awful, awful performance. And it's a performance in which at this point, we need some new ideas. We need someone to come in and fresh up the squad. At this point, I think we need to take back Sancho. We need to bring him back in the fold. He would come in and he would act like a new signing, a new person in the room, in the dressing room. Someone to lift the spirit of the team, to change things up. The body language of all the players. The body language of all the players was so awful, and I'm going to keep an eye on it. I think that the players are turning against the coach. I think the body language showed that today Anthony Martial, he got a start today and he didn't press from the front. No effort to get to a second chance. There was an opportunity in which there was a lousy back pass and it was like 2 feet away and no intensity to get there, no desire, no drive to get to that ball, to have a shot on goal. And it was just an awful, awful performance. And at this point, it is rock bottom. How much lower can we go? How much lower can we get as a club? At this point, we need January to come around. We need to get in some new players. We need some investment in the squad. The squad needs so many things, but that's a different video. Let's get to the game and the starting 11. So it was Onana, Reguilon, Lindelof, Harry Maguire, Diego Dalot, midfield, Casemiro, Mason Mount, Hannibal, on the left Garnacho, on the right Anthony, up top Anthony Martial. It was a lineup in which I was okay with. I was happy to see Casemiro back from his injury and his spell on the sideline. I was happy for Hannibal to get a start. I was happy that Garnacho got a start as well. And I was okay with Maguire and Lindelof as a centre-back partnership. I think in all of this, Byron run, poor form, Harry Maguire can hold his head high. He has been our best player for the month of October. It has been Harry Maguire. And I was okay with 11. I was a little bit if I could make one change, it would have been Hannibal for Ericsson. I think this is a game that you could have played Ericsson, but I understand the thinking behind it. Get some minutes to Hannibal in this cup competition, and I was okay with it. We didn't start properly in the game. We were down 2-0 by halftime. We conceded one more in the second half. We lost 3-0. And the goals. The first goal, Garnacho, he lost the ball to Tino, and he brushed off Garnacho. He brushed off Mason Mount, brushed off Reguilon, and so there was a run that took Harry Maguire out, a pass in behind. Diego Dallo, he got back but reached late. Abigail Ambulance, he finished 1-0. And 7 minutes after. Now, this is a problem in which I've said before in previous videos that after we concede one goal, we concede the second one very quickly after, and it happened again. At this point, it comes to coaching, it comes down to players' mentality, and that's something we need to work on. 7 minutes after our Newcastle first goal, we conceded again, and then third goal in the second half. It's just a very disappointing game. A game in which there's no positive from, nothing to take about, and it's just sad. This point is just sad. I feel sad for the fans that turn up to watch these games. These fans that are paying their hard-earned money to go and see that performance, and most of them left 78th minute. Most of them left, and they were booed again around Old Trafford. Newcastle supporters were chanting, they're getting sacked in the morning. And Eric Ten Hag, he did wonderful last year. He did a brilliant season last year, and we're expecting him to build onto that, to improve onto that. But so far, the second season syndrome, and he has not done anything of what we expected at the beginning of the season. He has failed, he has faltered, and he has not done what is required of the club. His tactical setup was awful. His substitutions were awful. After that first half performance by Hannibal, he was booked. He did nothing in the first half. How he stayed on the pitch, I don't know. The Casemiro one, I think what happened was it was decided before that he would play 45 minutes and then he would be substituted. Diego Dallo, I don't know if it was minutes. He's giving him some rest, giving Wan-Bissaka some minutes. But you could have used the opportunity at 2-0 down to bring on Bruno Fernandes at that point. But you wait until after we went down 3-0, you made a change for Bruno Fernandes, Rasmus Højlund, and Marcus Rashford. And he did the same thing against City on Sunday. After we were down 3-0, he pulled Eriksen and he pulled Marcus Rashford, two players who had 85 minutes of football, two players who shouldn't be starting that game. They played for 85 minutes, and he did the same thing today. Hannibal, 45 minutes, not up to it. He wasn't on it. Pull him. Make the change then and there. Bring on Bruno Fernandes. Why bring on Bruno Fernandes after we're down 3-0? Why bring on Rasmus Højlund after we're down 3-0? When we have a big game week in the Premier League and an even bigger game next week in the Champions League. Why make those changes? I think 5 of our next 6 games are away. It's going to be a difficult period. It's going to be a period in which I don't see we're going to get the points from, because I do not see where the goals are coming from. I do not see us not conceding. We're too easy to play against. We're too easy to score against. And Onana, I mean, the first goal, I think he could have done a lot better for the first goal. A lot better for the first goal. I think he could have closed the angle better, I guess. And then the third goal was right in the corner. The second goal, he was blindsided, and it was a good volley by Lewis Hall in the corner. But the first goal, Onana, you need to get something on that. The ball went right over your hand. You need to close the angle better. You need to do something. Just save that one. And all in all, a very, very difficult game, very difficult period, a very difficult time for the club. And we need changes. We need changes really quickly. And the players' body language, I don't think we see improvement against Fulham on the weekend. Let's get into player ratings and end this sad video. Onana, a 4. His passing was awful. He had like 2 passes that find our teammates. About it. The first goal, he could have done a little bit better with the first goal. This next 2 goals couldn't do much. Diego Dalot, he got hooked off half time, down 2-0, a 4. Victor Lindelof 4. Harry Maguire 4. Reguilon 5. I think he was the best of our back line. He got forward. He got some crosses into the box. Midfield Casemiro 3. It was a midfield that I thought he would dominate. A midfield I thought he would dictate the pace of the game, bring us forward. He was our captain of the night, and they got hooked at half time. 3. Mason Mount 3 as well. Hannibal 2. Stayed on the pitch far too long. Should have got hooked at half time. Garnacho 3. At this point, Garnacho, I don't want to label him as a sub player, but he's looked so much better when he comes on as a substitute. When defenders are tired, he tried to be positive. He tried to take on his full back. He got some crosses into the box. He needs to work on his end product, his decision making as well. Anthony, he gets a 3 as well. Anthony, for that amount of money, it's not about flicks and tricks. It's about productivity, and you have to score an assist. By that amount of money, you need to produce. Anthony Marshall, he gets a 1. What he did all game, and he was hooked. What he did, nothing. Maybe center circle when we conceded, that's the kickoff for the center circle. That's about it. He didn't run the channels. His hold up play wasn't brilliant. There's times when the ball was pinged into him, didn't stick. There were times when he could have turned and faced the goal. He made a pass back, and he just allowed Newcastle to reset when he could have taken the ball, be positive on the half turn, spin, and go towards goal. Be direct and go towards goal. A 1. The subs, Amabati came on half time. But Casemiro, he gets a 3. The third goal was his fault. He got robbed in the midfield. And as our number 6, you cannot be dispossessed like that, because once you get the ball as number 6 and we begin to spread, to open the field, you lose that ball in that position. There's a huge gap between our centre backs, and it was exploited by Willock. Yeah, Joe Willock, and he finished nicely. Also came on half time was who came on half time? Amrabat was Bissaka. He was assured he was involved in our best 15 minutes of the game in the second half. Between the 45th minute, 60th minute, even up until we considered the third goal, he was involved heavily. He was doing his one-touch passing, up the pitch. This work on his end product as well. He gets a 4. I don't think he was good as Reguilon. And then we had Bruno Fernandes, Rasmus Højlund, and Marcus Rashford. Marcus Rashford. How does this guy keep getting minutes? Why is this guy keep playing and playing and playing? At this point, Marcus Rashford just take 2 weeks vacation with pay, go to a beach, go to Spain, go to Morocco, go anywhere, just not with the team for the next 2 weeks. Bruno Fernandes, our captain, he gets a 4. He come on, didn't lift the team with his performance, didn't lift the team with his energy. It was flat, flat, flat. He came on, and as a substitute, you need to come on, you need to lift the team with your energy, lift the team with your performance. You need to add something to the team. You need to affect the game in a way it benefits us. That happens as our captain, as our leader. Need to lead from the front. And then Rasmus Highland, he gets a 5. He tried, no really end product. It's a graveyard shift up top. Didn't get much service. That's about it. Eric Ten Hag, he got a very low score on Sunday. He gets one more today. He gets a 1 out of 10. I think tactically we're not set up the best to win this game. I think with Newcastle midfield, he could have gone with Scott McTominay in there as well. A little bit of legs, a little bit of steel to come back with Newcastle runners in that midfield. We're overrun in the midfield, and this is why he gets such a low grade. In the second half, you assess the first half, we're down 2-0. It's a cup competition. We lose, we go home. If we lose 2-0, we go home. Lose 4-0, we go home. Once we lose, we are out. That's the point where you're gonna go ultra attacking. Try something. If we concede on the counter attack, fine. But try something to get us back into the game. Try something to get us in, to keep us in the competition. You pull Casemiro, you put on Amrabat, you pull Dalot, and you put on Wan-Bissaka. Where was an attacking change? Why not make an attacking change at that point? Start put on Bruno Fernandes right then and there. You could have gone 2 up top. You could have gone to a back 3. I've seen it done it before. You could have even pulled Amrabat on the left, make Casemiro stay regular up wide. There's so much things that you could have tried with this game. You had Mason Mount, a very versatile player on the pitch. Bruno Fernandes, Anthony. You had so many guys there. So many options. You could have tried Rasmus Highland with Anthony Martial. He can play on either wing. There's so many things you could have tried positively. You could have taken a risk and tried to get some goals because we needed goals to stay in the competition. You did not do that. And why after going 3 down again, you bring on 3 substitutes at that point? Why not? I would have been okay if you made 4 substitutions at halftime and you kept 1 back. I'd have been okay with that. And also bring back Jadon Sancho. You're trying to isolate Jadon Sancho for whatever reason, and the team needs that lift. It needs somebody again. It needs something fresh into the squad. Maybe the players are not okay with how you treated Sancho. That's something we need to look at, and you need to improve your performances. And that's it for this one, guys. One more defeat, one more loss, one more L. Please like, share, and subscribe. And I see you in the weekend for the Premier League game against Fulham.